Hey guys, and welcome to the second video of the channel. A quick intro on myself and who I am in case you haven't seen my first video. I'm a 19-year-old in the UK. I'm trying to achieve financial freedom at a fairly young age and also ensure I have a stable career while doing so. In this channel I plan to cover what I'm doing from a financial perspective and a technical perspective to achieve these goals. I hope you find this channel useful, and I'm always happy for advice, tips and comments as well. But back to what this video is about, I plan to cover how I save as a 19-year-old. So to start off with, why exactly do I save? There's two main reasons why I saved. I save for unplanned expenses and planned expenses. Unplanned expenses is just life being life. We know anything can go wrong, and some things that do go wrong would require money. And having money set aside for times like this can give you that ease of mind should anything happen. I also save for planned expenses. These are mainly for any big purchases I have coming up. I start putting something aside way before I need to make that purchase, and this is helpful for two reasons. One, it gives me time to really stop and think and make sure it's not just a big impulse purchase that I'm considering making. And the second is it allows me to have a separate stash of cash to my main savings, so when I do eventually make that purchase, I still have my main savings present and untouched. Now the next question is, how much do I save? How much I save and how much everyone else should save is really different. This is pretty much based around your expenses and your personal spending habits. A common rule to go by is saving 3 to 6 months of your expenses. This is normally referred to as an emergency fund. This would be the main bucket I mentioned earlier for unplanned expenses. Any more over 3 to 6 months of expenses is really better off somewhere else, like being invested, which I will cover in a separate video. To help you decide what a good savings amount is, I will link down below a site that will help you calculate how much your saving target should be and what you should aim for. So let's say I've convinced you to build up your savings and you have a target amount in mind. Where do you actually go to save this money? There's so many banks out there, they each have their own perks and interest rates. By the way, interest rates are essentially how much money you make whilst your money sits there in that bank account. I can cover these in another video, but for now that's basically all you need to know about them. So let's focus on breaking this down so you can be well informed before you make any decisions. First, we need to understand there are two main types of savings accounts. You've got an easy access savings account and a fixed term savings account. So early access savings account, as the name suggests, allows you to access your money at any time, and it doesn't affect the interest rate for that account. So these are suitable for emergency funds where you can need the money at any time and you wouldn't want to be restricted in taking that money out. Now the main downside with this is interest rates can fluctuate and interest rates can change over time. So you can start off with the interest rate of 4.25%, and a few months down the line it's gone down to 4.1%. So they are open to be changed. On the other hand, you've got fixed term accounts. Now these work slightly differently to easy access accounts in that you were given a fixed term, and in that fixed term the interest rate doesn't change, so it stays at a constant percentage. Now the main downside or the main restriction with this is that your money cannot be removed from that account during that term or during that period. So removing your money early can either leave you with having no interest earned at the money at all, because some of these accounts only pay the interest at the end of that fixed term, or they can charge you a penalty if you remove your money early before that fixed term. So this can be helpful for planned expenses I mentioned, so it gives you that time to reflect on if you really want to make that purchase, and at the end of it you're well informed and you've thought about it more before you make any big purchases. It's also helpful for building saving discipline. If you find it hard to save, man, maybe you need a little more restrictions or a little nudge, it will be good for that as well. To help you ensure you're opening the right savings accounts, I will link below sites for the UK and US which will recommend savings accounts. Also, just to mention, all of what I say is not financial advice, it's just what a 19-year-old is doing personally with his finances. A few quick points to mention as well. In the UK, there's something called the FSCS, which is essentially how much your money is protected up until. So, if something happens to a bank and they lose your money, you are eligible to get that back up to a certain amount, which is 120,000 of savings, and this is 120,000 pounds. You are eligible to get that back from a savings account. And for America, USA, you've got FDIC, which is up to 250,000. Now, if you find it hard or challenging to save, I think a few steps you can take is, one is automating it. So a lot of these banks have an option where you can automate a certain amount to go into your savings account, so you don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to manually do it. You just set it and leave it, and you can just watch your money grow slowly. Another step you can take is starting off with smaller amounts. If you don't feel comfortable putting in certain amounts, or you feel that's too large, you could always start off with something very small and build your way up from there. And just being consistent is what really matters, and seeing the long-term rewards of that. But that is all I have to share with you guys today. I hope you find this helpful. Please drop any comments in the comment section for tips or advice, or any more questions you have, or maybe something you would like to be covered in the next video. And thank you.